environments to allow us to show this to you guys in action. So, and we'll use the store, look at the forms, and then we'll register for an event. So let's get going. So first off, what is Angular? AngularJS is basically, it's a structural framework for dynamic web applications, and it allows us to use HTML as our template language, and then letting, you know, Altai and our clients take HTML language and increase it and express your applications and the components clearly and how you'd like to for your members. Then our framework approach. With the AngularJS, we've updated our portal code from what I like to call a clunky iframe into the more streamlined AngularJS. Then, you know, with that, we're streamlining navigation. There's more diverse deployment opportunities, and we're trying to put you in control of your commerce path, how you want your client to view and access the different data. And then with that control, we're trying to give you more styling control. In the iframe pages, you could apply a lot of CSS styling to it and make it look exactly how you want it to, but it was a little difficult. Now, we're giving you the ability to apply these from your base CSS style sheet. Angular, by design, will inherit the CSS styling sheets. So from your CMS or your content management system. So here we go, behind the design, our framework. So Altai has built the Angular framework. We deploy this to your server, to a client server where we're hosting all of the code parts and pieces, all the behind the scenes stuff. Then you, the client, can take what we call the Altai web parts and place them on any desired web page. So you have that control to put it, you know, I want it over here on the left side of my website, I want it over here, something else on the right side of my website, you know, however you want that to go. Then we're giving you with that, being able to put the parts on any page, you're controlling and have the ability to create what we call a commerce path. You can make your member first update their profile, and then you can take them over to a whole nother section of your website to you know, buy something. You could upsell, or you can take them over to ask them another set of questions that gets fed back into CRM, allowing you to capture data. And the one thing I really like about this is it keeps your client using the navigation that they're already used to on your website. So they're using your navigation bar, they're clicking links on your page to go to a new page that's been set up. And to me, this provides an overall better client experience. And so let's see, keep moving on. All right, so this is a screenshot of our old iframe tab, I mean, not tab, I'm sorry, the iframe form. And I said tab because this is a screenshot of what the old form looked like. And one of the biggest changes we've made to CRM is how the forms are displayed in the portal. In the iframe code, the tabs in CRM forms, so there's groupings. You'd had general, personal, profile, loyalty, which you see up there. Those were tabs on the CRM forms. And those were displayed as navigation options that were not part of Altai's clients, your menu bar, or any other desired navigation path. And this caused problems for some of the members. Users were often confused about the change in navigation, where they should go. Users also thought that if they made an update or changed something on, let's say, the general tab, and then they click directly over to the personal profile tab, it would save the changes. Now, that was not necessarily the case. They needed to actually click, if you look on the bottom right corner of the screenshot, there's a next button. They would have needed to click that button or click a save button and go through the commerce path. So this was very confusing, we found. And so what we've done now is we've streamlined this. And so we've removed this in the Angular code. And here's a look at the streamlined Angular form. So you have demographics, you have general, and you see addresses. Those are the tabs that you would see inside CRM. Now they're all displayed on the same web form here because they're all on the same CRM form inside CRM. And this, if you want to have a separate page for demographics or keep general separate or addresses separate, if you want to split that all out, you would just build multiple pages inside CRM, and then you would display the web parts on different pages, and then you have the control over where and how your members are going to look at things. So let's keep moving forward. This is a screenshot of our new storefront. I don't have one for our old one, but those of you that are here that have used the iframe portal and you're familiar with it and you're looking to upgrade, you kind of remember, you're going to remember how it was. To me, clunky is a great word. And out of the box, kind of blah, kind of boring. Again, CSS styling could be applied and it could be made to look absolutely beautiful, but you had to have your web developer and he or she had to take time to build all of that out. Now, this is our new out-of-the-box standard storefront. And I like it. I think it looks nice and clean, it's sharp. We've got a couple of different display options, and here in a second, I'm going to take you into that and show you what's going on. So let's just, without further ado, I'm just going to stop that, and we're going to get into our live demo right here. So I'll start with, I've already got this page open. This is the web form, and this is one of our clients, their dev site, and they've graciously allowed us to use it today. So here you can see they've got their sections all on this one form, and we just scroll down and we can change our options. We've got, everything that they want, and you can go into CRM, add new fields, take fields away, put your custom fields on there, and completely customize it inside CRM, have your data all there, and then it displays up in here the way that you want. So we've got all of this. We can click save right down here, hit processing, and it's going to save, and there we go. And in this particular case, you see, there's no commerce path built to change the person's direction after they've saved. We're not directing them to go try to upsell them something. We're not sending them over to the storefront, or we're not sending them to another form path. That can be done, and you have that control to, on click of save here, you can tell it to go to a whole nother web form and fill it out so it has a progression, something that everybody is used to. Now, let me take you over to the storefront. And again, this is a dev environment, so oh, sweet, it loaded really nice and fast. Sometimes dev environments don't load so quickly. Here's our storefront. Again, I really like this. I think it is so super clean. It looks sharp. To me, this is out of the box is just phenomenal. Again, CSS styling can be applied. You guys can have the ability to make it look whatever you want. If you want a hot pink view description button, go for it. the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But let's focus in a little bit on the functionality right here. On the left, we've got our categories. And before in the old portal, they were big buttons and they took up the whole page. And if you wanted to see all the different categories, you had to scroll all the way down to the bottom and then click through. Here, you don't have to do that. You got them, they're nice and clean right up here on the top. The search bar is right here so you can search for your product. It's very nice. And then you've got a display options. And this right here is my favorite part. So you have a grid view, and then over here on the top, you see we can click and go to our list view. List view takes, slides pictures over to the left, puts the title at the top, and then gives you your description of your product so that you can look through and see what's going on and kind of decide what you want. But if you're like me and you like the grid view and you want to go in and see the description, we've got this button right here. It says View Description. It opens up this really nice little box right here that you can, kind of a little inline window that you can read what's going on. And I get distracted very easily, so I like to use this because it keeps my attention focused very nicely. And at this point, I can close this grid right here, go back and say, oh, I want to see this guy over here. So I can go over here, I can look at this one. Ah, this is the one I want. So now I'm going to go in and purchase. So here you're going to notice when you're purchasing a product, we have, it looks a little familiar. Not too much has changed on this particular page. The UI is still basically the same. We still have the quantity side over on the right, the add to cart button. We've streamlined the look a little bit, keeping with the squareness of the buttons and the clean, sharp edges. So now I'm going to add to cart. Put this thing over here, and here we go. You see I've been playing around with this, so I have other things in my shopping cart as well. But you can see the shopping cart looks a little bit different. Again, it's still kind of similar, but streamlined, clean lines. It looks sharp. It's not clunky. It fits well out of the box into anybody's CMS and anybody's styling. And I like it so much because it really does feel like it's a part of your website. And that's what you want. You want things to look like, oh, this belongs here. You don't want anybody to look at your site and go, oh, hey, you added some random stuff in here to make us do different things. We don't want that. Now, I'm going to take you in. I'm not going to check out, but I want you to see this page. This is one of the storefront and the checkout process have been areas that we've changed our UI the most. And again, this is a dev environment, so I apologize for the load time there. And like any good live demonstration, we're going to have glitches. And if we cannot get this to go here, I'll move on to the event registration in our that another client has allowed us to use, because this client does not do events, and we will be able to run through that checkout there as well. Okay, so this one's going to glitch out on me. Sorry for that, folks, but it's okay. We always have a backup. So before I get to show, I'm going to just, it's kind of planned, maybe. I'm going to keep you in suspense for a few more minutes while I walk you through the event registration. This one, the event registration, has done a huge overhaul. For those of you who are used to the iframe portal, you're probably looking at this going, wow, this is night and day. It's completely different. And I need to cough. Sorry, folks. All right, so this is night and day. When you're looking at if you remember the old one, everything was kind of on the left, and then you had stuff on the right, and, gray. Again, block kind of came to mind. It did not look like it was for the 21st century. This, to me, 21st century is letting you see where you're going. we now have made the registering for myself or colleague or the register others option to be, it's a standard feature now. So you can register for yourself, register for somebody else, multiple registrations. It's good. It's all good. So we're going to go through here. Going to look at for registering. Your main registration is going to pop up. Your price. If you have session options, they're going to display down below for you that you can add on to. We'll just again give this just another second to finish loading. I enjoy using dev environments because they are awesome. All right, we finished loading. We've got no more registration options here. That's fine. So we'll just continue next. We're going to do this one. So it comes through, you notice our button right up here at the top has changed to say review because we've done selecting our options. We're reviewing. We're going to go in here. We're going to click add to cart. And this is going to put us to our, it's going to add this to our cart. Now we have this wonderful option now. You can go back. We can add more registrations, add other people, and run through the process as many times as we need. Get everybody in there, get the whole team, go into the event, and then we can view the cart and check out once we're all done. So here we are, here's our shopping cart, and now we're going to proceed to the checkout. And here we go. This is probably my most favorite aspect of the new portal. Second is the event registration, but this right here, again, those of you that are familiar with the iframe portal, you're probably looking at this going, wow, everything's on one page, because you remember before you had your billing information and then you had to check out, you had to fill all that information in there, and then you had to click next. And then the little wheel would spin and then it would come into your shipping information. Make sure everything's right there. Then you click spin. Then you go to the next. And so there was a little bit of, having to click and wait. And, many people told me personally, we don't like this because it makes it difficult for our users, and, the members would complain to you. And so you would share those frustrations with us. Now, again, I know I've said it so many times already this morning, but streamlining, that's been our focus here, making sure that it is easy for everybody to go in, check out, and get what they need and be able to move on with their life. We don't want it to be a painful process. So we have our billing information, our shipping information right here. If they want, they can click and collapse it. It's great. Shows you what you had in your cart, same as before. One more recap. Here's what you got. Here's your grand total. Shipping was included. If you're purchasing, let's say you're purchasing a coffee mug and there's $10 in shipping, that line item is going to show up right here as well. So they get to see all of it. And your payment information. We still have the options to pay by check, purchase order, credit card. These can just be turned on or off by you and working with your consultant. So fill in all your information, required fields, and then you just click to check out. So that's the high level of our updated portal, and that's what we wanted to show, and just let you see what's coming down the pike. This is the basic right here, guys, because again, the forms are the same. The functionality is the same. We still have all those great features that you know and love, but we've made it easier to use. We've made it easier to build out and customize your commerce path to drive your members and your clients to the specific area that you want and make it very easy. For example, since I still have time, I just want to come back over here, and I want to go back to this profile page. I have another client who they use, they have, excuse me, they have an event profile and they have my personal profile, and the two are separate. And then they have another profile that is specific for the event that they are registering for. And so all three of those are a little separate. And what we're able to do is we're able to set up, okay, here's my personal profile information, but go into using their normal navigation of all the normal buttons, going, where people are used to, because everybody knows how to use a website. Everybody knows how to navigate around, and they know what to look for. They know to look for the buttons at the top, on the sides, at the bottom. And so we've built this out. We can now there's my personal profile, can be over here on the left, but then over here under this other button, under the event section, now there's my event profile. And so we're able to focus the members into the area that they need to go and where they want to go. And so it just makes it that much better and more streamlined for everybody. So that is the end of our presentation. But now I'd like to take a moment and answer any questions that anybody might have.
So please, everyone, excuse me, as I said, we've got the Q&A box and the chat box, and please start posting. We've got a question right now. Josh, what influenced the decision to use Angular over the other frameworks?
The decision to use Angular over other frameworks, it goes back to the beginning of when we were talking about the framework of it, that HTML is your base code, that you have the ability to, inside your CMS, style your pages, make it look the way you want. It's upgradable. It's easier. The iframes are also less secure. There's more security for the Angular code. And that's a big concern for a lot of clients, a lot of associations, and just companies in general. It's being 2018 now, we want to make sure that security is the top of everybody's list. You don't want to get hacked or anything like that. So those are pretty much the reasons that we chose to go with the Angular JS route. Also, one that I just remembered is it is very versatile for the different content management systems. A majority of our clients use HigherLogic, WordPress, DNN, and those are the three big guys that we see. But if you're using somewhere else, you're using Dreamweaver or GoDaddy or something else, we can still put our parts in there, and you don't have to change your CMS 100%. So we're able to work with most CMS providers. All right, and do we have any other questions?
Not seeing anything pop up oh, no, we got one now. Is the shopping cart a custom cart?
Shopping cart, a custom cart. There's two ways to kind of answer that. I'm gonna have to go with that's kind of a yes and a no. The shopping cart is custom in the way that it's individual for each member. And so if Julie goes in and logs in and buys something, and I go in and I log in and I buy something, we will each have our individual shopping carts. and this is same as the iframe portal. So we each have our individual shopping carts, and those will be deactivated upon successful completion. There. I see a next question. There really is a third-party cart application. No, that is so is it a custom? It is Altai built. Altai has built this, and it's our code, so it works with us and what we, for our processing needs. Good question so far, keeping me on my toes.
Any other questions for Josh while we've got him here on the line? Well, I'm not seeing anything. Oh, no, I was wrong. Yes, will a recording be available? Yes. You will receive a follow-up email that will include a recording in here, and it'll also have, as you can see on the screen, it mentions the upcoming March 21st client-only webinar, how to set up SSRs. That's also going to be a link to register for that's going to be there as well. No problem. I just got to thank you.
All right. And I just would like to thank everybody that's been on this webinar. I'm sure you couldn't tell at all. It's my first webinar, so I was pretty excited to be able to help everybody out and to see from the high level perspective what it's looking at. I know there's a lot of people on this this call today that are looking to make the upgrade and get to the Angular web parts and expand what we've built so far. So just one last thing from me to before I turn it all the way over to Julie is reach out to your consultant, the Altai support, your project managers, and start those discussions with them on what you're looking for, what you need, and so we can get you guys in the schedule to get upgraded and start utilizing these new the new streamlined look, being able to help build out your commerce paths and just take your association and your memberships and get them to the next level. And anybody who's worked with me knows that my main goal is to make life easier for you and your members. So thank you everybody for your attention today. Julie, I'll turn it over to you.
No, thank you. Thank you, Josh. And again, I just want to echo Josh's sentiments and thank you all for your time and your participation today. We had some great questions. And, look out for this email later today and feel free to follow up with your consultant or with me if you have any additional questions. So thanks a lot, everybody.